Hello everyone, this is Mumbo here, welcome back, and today we are back on the Hermitcraft server. It is episode 64, and today I have actually accidentally logged in on my camera account, but I thought, you know what, I'm going to start recording here anyway, because look at the Mega Shrek. Oh boy, wasn't this just such a fun project? I'm so glad I decided to do this. It was so much fun, probably one of my favourite episodes of Hermitcraft. This was the previous episode, in case you haven't seen it yet. This is the Mega Shrek. For those of you who don't know, False Symmetry came to my base and she built a gigantic Olaf, or Olaf, once again, have no idea how to say that name. But yeah, she built a gigantic Olaf in my base because I did the Frozen theme, and I decided to respond by building this gigantic Shrek that says, "Stay out of my swamp." Now, I personally think the best thing about this isn't the fact that you can see it quite clearly from False Symmetry's base. It does look good from there, but I think my favourite angle of it is probably from over at the Mumbo Jumbaloon. Just standing down here, you get a brilliant view of Shrek just peeping over the hill. Seriously is one of my favourite projects I've ever worked on in Hermitcraft. I don't know why, it was so much fun, and if you haven't seen that video, would highly suggest checking it out. But anyway, moving on from the previous episode, that has all been said and done. We are going to be doing some stuff in today's episode. Of course, it is episode 64, which means that technically, we have got a full stack of Hermitcraft Series 3 episodes. That is sort of cause for celebration. I'm not really the special episode kind of type, but that's really awesome. Thank you ever so much for sticking with me for this entire time. I've still got tons of inspiration for Hermitcraft. I don't know what it is. This time last season, I was beginning to start run out of ideas. You know, I had done all the things that I wanted to do, and I was starting to struggle. With this season, I'm just flowing off them. I just know exactly what I want to do. I'm having a lot of fun, so yeah, it's pretty awesome. It's going really very well. And in terms of projects and things that we're going to be doing in today's episode, I actually have a few little plans, okay? One thing that I will say is that this episode is going to be a little bit different. Something's actually come up, which is why I'm recording this at 8:30 in the morning. Don't know if you can tell, but I might sound just a little bit knackered. But in today's episode, we're going to be working on some redstone odd jobs, doing a few bits around the base, fixing up some things, making everything look better, and also doing quite a bit of resource gathering for a fairly large project that I really need to do. It's been a while and it's been a long time coming, but I think it's about time we start working on it. So I've just done a little bit of resource gathering and crafting now, and if we take a look at my inventory, you can see we have a few bits and pieces ready to do this little project, because it's been frustrating, alright? This little minecart system here, the actual train station is lovely, alright? We have this nice little area. I mean, this room still needs a little bit of work. I might work on that in today's episode. But this area here, absolutely lovely. Really like this place. Looks awesome. Love the way it's decorated. But this is not the way to do things, alright? It just doesn't work properly. Minecarts stack up. They bounce back and forth. It's really very frustrating. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be getting rid of that. And we are going to be putting in place a proper redstone system. You know, one of the ones that picks up the minecart, drops it down into some hoppers, and then allows you to dispense a new one. Yeah, that's sort of what I want in my life. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm quickly going to clear out this area, start chucking some redstone about, and hopefully we can create something that actually works. So as you can see, I have got a half decent amount of the redstone circuitry done. We've got the little intersection, splits off into the two different areas. We have the launching side of things, and then we have the destroying side of things. So this is where the minecart's going to go. It's going to come along here, hit a cactus, which isn't actually in yet because I forgot to bring that down. It's going to land in these hoppers, and then travel across into this dispenser. So now what we have to do is we're going to do the launching side of things, which is, I'm not going to say complicated, because it's really not complicated, but I thought I'd do it on camera just because, you know, it's 8:30 in the morning. Doing redstone on camera at 8:30 in the morning, what could possibly go wrong? So I think what I'm going to do is we'll have redstone there and there. Now, because I'm using a weighted pressure plate, one of these iron ones, sadly, it only gives out a signal strength of 1, which means we actually need to use a repeater there and a repeater on this side as well, which isn't particularly resource efficient, but it's no big deal, is it? Because I'm not going to be having a stone pressure plate here. That would look absolutely horrendous. We had to go for the iron, so yeah, that's the way we're going to be doing things. But now all we have to do, actually, is I'm going to chuck down another quartz slab underneath this, because we need to power one of these, but we need to power it using a redstone torch. So what we'll do is we'll add a delay to this, so that the dispenser activates after these are unpowered, and then we just need to run a couple blocks out like this, maybe some redstone dust there, a block off the side of that one, and then all we need to do now is we need to chuck a redstone torch on the side of that block there, and that should be everything done, as far as I can tell. I think it is. I'm fairly certain that that should be functional. So if we just chuck down these powered rails here and then fill in this little gap, I'm probably not going to be able to do a decent job. And we'll chuck a minecart into these hoppers here. There we go. Right, so that should be in the dispenser. If we stand on this, we get ourselves a minecart, we hop in the minecart, and it powers. Cool. Okay, I should probably hop out of there and break that, but there we go. Awesome. Right, that system is working. So now we just have to cover up all the gaps and place in the cactus. I've spotted you over there off in the distance. I really need to light up my base. We'll get rid of this guy. He is not a problem in the slightest, but here goes. Oh, buddy, my chickens. He didn't even react. I must be some kind of creeper ninja these days. I'm clearly getting too good at killing them. They don't even see me coming. Now, I personally think we have done a pretty decent job at keeping everything looking good there. I mean, there's no exposed redstone. There's only a couple hoppers. The cactus doesn't really go with the rest of the room, but it all works. It looks good, and that means that we're going to be leaving that project behind, and we're going to be heading off up to my storage area. You see, we're not going to be leaving the minecart side of things because I've been thinking, okay, and I've literally just come up with this idea, but I've been thinking. The way that I enter my base, okay, you come into my base, and every single time I enter my base, I hop out of my minecart here, okay? I press shift and just watch the minecart travel off like that, because 9 times out of 10 need to go to my storage area. So what I thought we could do is I really think this place needs a bit of sprucing up, okay? It's looking ugly, it's not a very nice place to be, and we definitely need to connect it into the base because it's where I spend most of my time. I spend more time here than I do actually on the inside of my base. So what I thought we could do is I thought we could add like a bit of a minecart intersection that brings the minecart round like this, and then perhaps we have another train station over in this area that will allow us to hop out and do some bits in the storage area without having to worry about minecarts. And then when we want to go back to Hermit Hills, you don't have to walk all the way over there, down through the spiral thing, and down to the bottom to get into our minecart. All we have to do is hop into the one over here. So I think that sounds like a pretty good idea, and it will also make this place look a little bit more finished. Alright guys, so I am having a few little problems, and I don't know if it's just me being silly or if I've just got very specific requirements for this system. But first off, actually the first problem that I've got is I've run out of gold. So that means that I can't make any more of these powered rails, which means that all of this is regular rails at the minute, which probably isn't going to work. But most importantly, can't suss this out. I cannot suss this out, and it's starting to frustrate me. I think I've got specific requirements for this that don't usually occur with Minecraft intersections, okay? So here goes. I'm going to run you through what my problems are, right? So in its current state, when we come down this hill, we will go across like this and into the correct section. That's absolutely fine. And when we leave this, we'll go through like this and go up like that. That's absolutely perfect. When we leave through there, we will also travel up like this and go straight the way on up through. So all of that is fine at the minute. The problem arises when we do this. Now what's going to happen is that when you come up from here, you're going to go across into that section. That's not ideal. When you leave from there, you're going to go across like this and go into this. Oh, my life. Anyway, as I was trying to say before I just had like a cardiac arrest there, if you're trying to leave from this section, then you travel across like this and go down into that area, which isn't perfect. The only way that this area works is if you come down this hill and go straight on into the train station. So basically, I'm in a bit of a muddle, and I think this might be a little bit more complicated than I first imagined. So what I'm going to do is I'm probably going to hop into my redstone testing world and try and suss out a little integrated system and a way to do all of this that doesn't involve many complicated systems and or Enderman, because that really scared me. I think I have worked something out. I'm fairly certain that this is up and operational. It uses very little redstone, which is what I like to see. So let's just see if all of this works. Okay, so currently lever is turned off, which means that we are going straight the way through down into the little area, my little train station area. So this is from Hermit Hills down into the train station. So if you just chuck down a minecart here, you can see it goes back and forth in a straight line, which is good. Now if we take out that minecart, even when this lever is turned off, we should go up towards Hermit Hills and then go back and forth again. Okay, that is excellent. Now if you wanted to change directions and go to my storage area and things, then we chuck down a minecart. You can see it does the turn and also just goes back and forth just like that. But if we come from down in my base area, we don't want it to do that. So it goes right the way through and then of course it will make the turn again. Excellent. Okay, it looks like that is working. As far as I can tell, there are no problems there, and that should be our functional solution to this little problem. I've copied all of that block for block. It is exactly the same as it is in my testing world, and it's not currently working, but I think that's due to the fact that this minecart isn't traveling particularly fast because we don't have any powered rails. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to head over to Hermit Hills, pick up myself some gold, and then what I'm going to do is I'm also going to create another one of those minecart stations that we created at the beginning of the episode over in this area over here, because of course we're going to need another one. Okay, we're going to need loads of these minecart stations, but this one here will be going right in the central section, and that should round up our little minecart travels. So that's it. We have this minecart catcher here, we also have the minecart catcher down in the base, and we have a fully functional minecart intersection down here as well. Now, I've done a little bit of testing. Everything seems to be working okay. There's just one slight problem, one oversight that for some bizarre reason I didn't actually think of, and that is the fact that you can't reach the lever while you're actually on the minecart rail, which isn't a big deal. It just means that you have to pre-plan, but it is a little bit frustrating, I have to say. Like, I came down into my base area and I was thinking, right, I need to go off into the storage area, so I'll use my minecart intersection. Nope, went straight on like that, right the way down into the base. It's not a big deal, as I say, but it could definitely be implemented a little bit better. Maybe I could just raise this up a little bit, or perhaps put it in a place that we can reach. Might be an idea, but that could be an idea for a future episode. For the minute, I think I'm just going to pre-plan things. I think it works okay, and it's alright. So there we go. The minecart system is now done, but I've actually been working over here. Of course, I've been working over here to do this minecart system, and I've concluded that this place, it's a mess. It's such a mess. I mean, look at it. It doesn't look good at all. It's horrible, and I think we need to sort it out. We need to get rid of the chickens. We need to add a little bit of infrastructure, and generally make this area look a tiny bit better. Are you ready? This is going to cause a mess. Okay, so we have got the chickens standing on top of this hopper here. They've been producing eggs for a very long time now. Finally, we're going to let the chicken out the bag. Whoa, that wasn't quite as exciting as I was expecting, but this should be, well, quite a lot of fun if you don't particularly like chickens. So I'm just going to take out all of these guys, gradually kill them off, watch them all die. There weren't actually as many as I was expecting. That's why that explosion wasn't particularly exciting. But yeah, I'll get rid of these guys, clear out the chicken farm, add a few paths and things in, and hopefully make this place look just a tiny bit better. So, wow, things have changed, haven't they? Look, we have got ourselves a new path. I don't know if I'm fully sold on the path design with the slabs and the cobblestone. I have to say, don't know if I particularly like it. There might be too much contrast there, so I might end up changing that at some point. But I'm just walking around and doing some bone mealing, and I love, seriously love, these blue flowers. I can't get enough of them. What happens if I bone meal them? No, there's not too high variance, but they just look awesome. Like, seriously, I love it. I love the way they contrast with the really dark and horrible swamp colours, okay? So if we can get these, can you pick these up? I'm going to plant these everywhere, I think. These are going to go everywhere. But yeah, this is looking really very good. So this is really making a positive difference to this area. I'm not liking these colours. These disgusting sort of dark greenish. I don't mind this swamp colour that we have going on over here, this like dark green, but it's this one that's almost dead. Don't like that at all. But this area is now looking lovely. Oh, look at that. Maybe I'm getting excited because it just looks a little bit better than it used to. But I'm just going to keep bone mealing, doing my bit, add in some flowers around the place, because I seriously think this is making a fairly big improvement to the area. Well, I may have gone a little bit overboard with the flowers, but this place is now looking lovely. Super happy with it. Think I've really improved this area, and we have the minecart intersection as well, which is super useful. I know that this episode has been a bit all over the place and things, and it's going to continue to be a little bit all over the place. I'm just going to add that in there, but I'm actually really happy with what we've achieved. So now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to start working on the storage area. You know, the massive storage area that we have down at the bottom of my base. It's been a while since we've worked on it, so I wouldn't be surprised if some of you have absolutely no idea what I'm talking about. But the massive sorting system that we're going to be starting work on, it needs to be done, okay? I really want to start working on this one, and it's been sitting there for a very long time indeed. And the thing is it's going to need quite a lot of resources. So what I thought I'd do in today's episode is I thought I would start gathering up the resources required to do this build. We're going to need iron, we're going to need comparators, we're going to need repeaters, we're going to need redstone, we're going to need hoppers. It's going to be quite a lot. So yeah, I thought I'd start gathering up some resources, and I thought I'd do that in the form of a time lapse.
They say that age kills the fire inside of a man. That he hears death coming. He opens the door and says, "Come in, give me rest." That is a pack of lies. I got enough fight in me to devour the world. So I fight.
Now, I'm going to be brutally honest with you, at the time of recording, I have not done any resource gathering, but a couple seconds before this, there should have been a nice time lapse of me doing plenty of resource gathering, getting all of the materials, doing all the crafting and everything like that. But as I mentioned in the beginning of this episode, I have got plenty of Minecraft playing time this week, but because something's come up, I don't actually have any more recording time, which is a little bit strange, and that is why I'm recording this at 8:30 in the morning. Well, I started recording at 8:30 in the morning, it's now around about 10:30. That's unfortunately how some of these things go. But anyway, now what I thought we'd do is I thought we would do something that's been extremely well requested down in the comment section. I thought I would put a clip from the Monday evening live stream of me doing a little bit of singing. I seriously hope there's no copyright laws on this song. I don't think there is. I can't imagine there is. And if there is, I was so out of tune that I doubt YouTube's algorithm will be able to pick it up. So I do apologise to those of you who are watching this video with headphones on. It's gonna be a bit rough, but let's begin. Alright, this is gonna take a while because it looks, yeah, I have to say, "Hey witch doctor, give us all the magic words." Alright, here you go. And then it says, oh yeah, because there's the talking bit at the beginning, and then it's like, I'm waiting for the music to kick in because I'm just reading the lyrics right here. This is gonna be so embarrassing. Ting tang, walla walla bing bang. Ooh ee ooh ting tang, walla walla bing bang. Ooh ee ooh ting tang, walla walla bing. Oh god, I messed it up. Ooh ee ooh ting tang, walla walla bing bang. Ooh ee ooh ting tang, walla walla bing bang. Ooh ee ooh ting tang, walla walla bing bang. I told the witch doctor I was in love with you. I told the witch doctor I was in love with you. And then the witch doctor, he told me what to do. That's all you're getting. That's all I'm doing. That was so out of tune. What a mess. So there we have it, ladies and gents. That is all I've got time for today. I hope you've enjoyed this video. I've actually had a lot of fun today. We've done a bunch of projects that I've really needed to do for an extremely long time, and I'm super happy that we managed to get them all done in one episode. That really is good, and despite the fact that my little slow brain was struggling to come up with some of the redstone problems, we managed to get there in the end. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, if you did enjoy this video, please be sure to hit that like button, and if you really loved it, then make sure to subscribe. But thanks for watching, guys. This has been Mumbo, and I'm out. I'll see you later.